Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Cobham Rugby Club, where we have the pleasure of bringing you Harlequins under-18s academy friendly against Worcester Warriors. Now, the weather may be playing a bit of a guessing game, but no doubt is that we're going to see lots of attacking rugby and exciting games. Both of these teams have had 2 games so far in this set of friendlies, and we're hoping to see a lot of action at either end. And joining me to watch this is a man who knows all about Harlequins, knows all about winning as well, and of course bringing through academy talent. The founder of the RFU Academy program back in 2000, and of course a winning coach for the 2014 Women's World Cup team, Gary Street. Gary, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Just lovely to be out, isn't it? I think we took this for granted a while ago, but it's just brilliant to get and watch some rugby.
It certainly is. And what are 2 great teams that we're going to be seeing as well this afternoon? What can you tell us about Harlequins?
We're going to move the ball around today. We're going to have fun. I think Worcester will too. I think that the lads have been so excited to get back playing that we're going to see a feast of tries, I think. So should be a good game.
Certainly have. And what if you were following perhaps on social media, the game we had before this was the under-17s, which Harlequins came out on top of. Worcester jumping out the blocks with a couple of early tries, but Harlequins, after Worcester actually made the change, they came out with 5 tries, I think it was, in that second half. And it shows that there's a real depth, really, in both of these clubs as well, in terms of building that talent through.
Absolutely. And one of the things both sides would have been looking at through lockdown was the lads keep themselves fit, and I think that's been a credit to themselves and their clubs and everybody that's been on at them. They're in such physical condition. So, I think it's going to be a really quick game this afternoon.
Well, we're having a look at some of our academy stars for Harlequins, doing their warm-ups, running through them. We talked about this earlier in the week, actually, Gary, and you said we're expecting a lot of running rugby from Harlequins. Anyone that we should be looking out for in particular, Gary?
The back 3, I think, are dangerous. I think even on our own line we'll be going today. We're not one for just kicking the ball away and defending. So, I hope we get the back 3, get into Cassius, Connor, and we'll be away, I think.
Something to bear in mind as well, Worcester Warriors, before the curtailment of the season back in 2020, they were right up there in the Northern Conference for the Under-18s League as well. And they've just really extended that programme as from the Under-15 to Under-18 level. They can bring a lot of depth and they can bring a lot of options perhaps in that second half as well, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, it could be a game of 2 halves again. I want to get that cliche in. But yeah, with the benches coming on and just everybody so new back to the game and everybody just getting game time, it could go through different spells during the game.
Well, that game will be coming up in a very few minutes. The kickoff is at 3:30. You are watching this live. Welcome to you on YouTube and Facebook. Keeping an eye on those comments as well. So do get in touch and let us know where you're watching from, because of course it will be all over the world, Gary. And well, we'll look to see what comes out of this game. We'll go through the team news as well just before the teams get started. They're both warming up at the moment. You are watching live. You're going to be watching live soon. Harlequins under-18s against Worcester Warriors under-18s. And we'll just reflect over the games that came earlier. Of course, Harlequins played London Irish before the beginning of May, and then they played Northampton. 7 tries past London Irish as well on their own turf. It's especially coming out of COVID as well. That first game back, it was a chance to sort of stretch the wings and flex the muscles as well. And I think we've seen that over these couple of games, despite that loss to Northampton as well. Harlequins, who's impressed you so far from what you've seen and what you've heard about them?
To be honest, I think across the board the lads have been a real credit to themselves. The London Irish game back, obviously our big local rivals, that was that was a lot of testosterone from some 17-year-old boys. And looking forward to seeing everybody play again today.
Yeah, and just bearing in mind, looking at Worcester as well, I know we talked about their strong form going into before the end of COVID, but actually in these last couple of games they suffered losses to Exeter and to Gloucester. And does that serve as a positive perhaps for Harlequins, or could it be a dangerous sign because they're going to come in with a lot of fire in the belly?
Yeah, definitely. And seeing lads this age, they're going to want to make a point, aren't they? It's quite important, going forward about how they perform in these games. And but I think if they can enjoy themselves and really stretch and see what they've got, today I think all coaches will want to see what we can do rather than what we can't do. So that's the exciting bit about today.
Absolutely. We'd like to see it. We've just seen the Harlequins team. I'll just run you through that in terms of what we've just seen. It is a new front row from the last game against Northampton, with only Jack Dory-Palmer on the bench surviving that. It's the bench, actually, 2/3 of that played against London Irish. The only other change in the pack is Chris Preen in for Johnny Smith on the flank. The only survivor from the backs is Connor Orasanya. from the Northampton trip, but there's a chance to see the likes of Jake Murray, Jamie Benson and Cassius Cleve. They're back into the starting lineup as well. There's an opportunity as well from the bench for James Saund to make an impact, and our Worcester Warriors team, well, we've got lots of different numbers, and we'll see lots of different players from the bench as well, because they had a lot of players who played the first half of the under-17 game earlier this afternoon, and we will be keeping you up to date on who's on and who's where and who is playing, and we shall be able to get that to you very soon. Just one change from that teammate. Instead of at 13, it's actually going to be Josh Tusler instead of Ludo Collade. And apart from that, everyone else is the same. The academy manager, Jim Gale, going for a lot of strength against this Worcester Warriors side. And, well, I thought with good reason. I think this Worcester Warriors team can pack a punch.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they've got danger everywhere. They've got a really strong academy. Historically, Jim Gale was the Worcester academy manager as well before he gave to Quinn. So no doubt there'll be a bit of bantering rights post the game with their coaches. So that might be a good contest after the game as well.
Just to keep you updated on what you're seeing with the replacements, because of Josh Tusler going up into the starting lineup, it means there will only be 5 replacements for Harlequins. And then just to run you through the replacements for Worcester, it's George Boyle wearing number 16, Miles Walters in number 18, Alex Terry wearing number 22, Dan Chambers wearing number 20, Robin May in number 23, Tyler Westwood in number 7. And that will be our replacements for this game. A man in the middle, also to say, is Mike Lamb, assisted by James Richardson and Jeremy Daines. So the teams are just getting themselves set. The Worcester players all talking together. Number 25 is perhaps one to look out for, Chait Kone, the first graduate of the Premiership Rugby Outreach Programme. Only started playing about 3 years ago. And is that where it case? It's going to be a case of just find it. This, in terms of a coach's perspective, looking at these games, Gary, what are you looking for from your players to deliver in a setting like this, in a friendly?
Yeah, so I think we've been working really hard with them during lockdown about some of their strengths and areas to target, and we're looking at that. They've taken those on board, really. You know, those are the bits to make them that next level up. So their specific IDPs, their individual programs. So that's what we've been looking at, and seeing improvements in that.
Well, the teams are just getting those final words in, getting ready and fitting their lines intact. A reminder, you're watching live from Cobham, Harlequins against Worcester, an under-18 friendly, where we're hoping that the weather will stay clement, as it is a bit at the moment, but it has been threatening that rain. But this is one of those 4G turfs as well, so we'll still expect to see some fast attacking rugby. It's going to be Worcester to get us kicked off from their fly half, Elliot Tanner. Worcester playing in their blue home strip, going from right to left, and Harlequins in their famous quad spread jersey going from left to right. Well, the sun is just peeking out. And off we go. Right, Mike Lamb blows the whistle, and off we go to the right. And Harlequins straight to hand, no messing about, charging over the 22. Now look to going on down that left side, sizing up in these early seconds. Now come to the front row, going for that physicality on the first attack. So we're expecting the box kick now, which will come from our scrum half, Jake Murray. Back into Worcester possession. Now it comes to Smith. Going for the dink round the outside of the defence, but his opposite number, Slevin, will see it out.
Yeah, I think just two sides just going to feel each other out for the first 5-10 minutes, getting to the passing. Queen's had a nice exit with the box kick and chase, and a good counter attack by Worcester, put pressure on our line-out.
Just having a look at the comment answering the number 10 for Harlequins is Jamie Benson. And this is a chance to see our first line-out of the afternoon at the hands of Nathan Jabulu, one of the many who got invited to the Under-17 North-South Development Camp earlier in the year. And he was actually on the bench against Bath in the Harlequins A match that's last month. That's line-out one at the back by the scrum half, Jake Murray. Clark finding the man in the middle. Now the scrum half back in his familiar position. Comes to Benson. Bit of spin, we'll take it straight out.
Oh, that's a great
So we'll
kick
have to
from
go
Toma.
back because it bounced out. Pressure put on the home side.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. We're talking to the line-outs, Harry Brown, really athletic second row from Brighton School. Brighton College, sorry. He's been leading the line-out today, and we're looking in both in attack and defence, see what pressure we can put on now.
So take one for Worcester this time. Inside Harlequins half. About a minute on the clock, 2 minutes on the clock. Scores 0-0 at the moment. And it will be the first chance to see Finley Theobald Thomas, one of the 4 Worcester players, to get a new deal this week. That one's stolen though, in the middle by Zach Carr. And unfortunately, free kick to Worcester. If he's in the wrong position, might go for the line out again for a deeper position, or
It's with the adapted laws, it's going to be a free kick.
it certainly is. Unfortunately, Elliot Tanner just caught dancing in the middle. Still they go to the right side. Bray. Worcester piling on that pressure again. There's a bit of a contest at the ruck. It comes out through Hayler. Managed to find some space on the edge of the ruck on the right side. Hammer ball keeps them moving forward. And those great defending no from Seb Driscoll, the Whitgift School man, gives Harlequins penalty and takes that pressure off once again, Gary.
Yeah, very abrasive at the breakdown, makes some great turnovers, a big part of his game, and he'll be looking for a load of those today.
Penalty kick goes straight out on the halfway line, or just beyond it, according to our linesman, Jeremy Daines.
I think we'll be pleased about that first defensive set. I see Worcester a good side, but we got a real thing about getting off a line and getting some line speed on, and good couple of first minutes.
Chance for Nathan Jabulu to show again what he can do. He plays his club rugby at Wimbledon Warriors and also one of the Seaford College intake, coached of course by David Rees. And that's showing his expert coaching skills in the line-out set piece as Harlequins keep it in possession, edging over that halfway line again. Murray into Benson, comes into Bradley, kicking through. That will be seen out by Worcester.
Nice kick by Bryn. You know, Bryn currently part of the under-18 Exiles. He's been to training with the first team as well, just to have a look at what that experience is like. I know he's been loving that, and he's a big old boy. He's got a load of skills.
That's the wonderful thing about the system, is that you can learn so much from those opportunities and then take that back and then apply it into the rugby you're playing in these scenarios as well.
Yeah, definitely. He's been working with Sean Hampson down at Hampton School, and he's got a great coach working with him there.
Finley Thomas at the line out to try and take the pressure off for the visitors. It comes to Bray. Ball set up successfully. Fox kick from Miles, the captain for Worcester. Now a chance to see Connor Orisanya, gets inside to the middle, Avi around the outside, coming to Slevin, spreading it round the back, going into Bradley, trying to get round, and it comes back into Slevin. A sweeping Harlequins attack, and that gets them the first try of the afternoon, and we've only just played 5 minutes.
I think that shows the potential of what Quins can do when we keep the ball alive and move it. Some outstanding work from the backs and just linking up together. And these boys have been together quite a long time now, from under 15s in the academy and coming through the Surrey programmes and the Sussex programmes. And they're all part of this big journey for these boys, and that's really pleasing.
Well, they soaked up the Worcester press, and then when they got their ball back, they struck like lightning. And it gives them 5-0 opportunity for Benson to add some extras, which he does with no problem. 7-0 to Harlequins, following Slevin's try. It's his first. He was another one actually he actually started against Bath in that Harlequins A game, and that again is that what we were saying about getting those opportunities with the more senior players in that academy ladder, and then taking it back into experience like this, knowing those lines to attack in.
Yeah, definitely, and the whole programme I think is really important. Seeing lads here, seeing with their clubs, seeing with their schools, and that's the beauty. Really, we've got some really good relationships with directors of rugby, and means that we can get the best boys out there.
Again, Harlequins get the pressure, but it comes to Smith in the red skull cap. Just getting away from the first tackle. The Harlequins taking it back out of the hands again. Oh, and this time a big drive coming from Harry Brown, eating up the yards. Harlequins back onto Worcester's 22. Comes to Benson. Coming back to Slevin, the try scorer, and now to Bradley. He's got on the outside Orisanya. He's going to find the winger, and he's got the try line beckoning. 2 tries in 2 minutes. Harlequins ruthless in their sweeping attack.
Yeah, and I think Jordan Turner-Hall, who runs the tack for the 18s, I think he's going to be so pleased with that. And just the fact that we were working really hard on their core skills, the catch pass under pressure, being able to stay square in attack and get on the outside, and that was a really good example of using the width and being able to stay square and put the wingers away.
Well, Orisanya, you got a try against London Irish a couple of weeks ago. He's back in that scoring vein of form once again. Try could be doubled within 2 minutes, and well, just as we say that, the rain starts to trickle in.
I've got my lucky rain jacket with me to usually keeps the rain away, but I'm not sure it's working at the moment.
You better get it on. That shouldn't affect Jamie Benson, no, the man who plays Richmond, and as you were saying, works with Sean Thompson down at Hampton School. It's his 2nd year working with the England under-18 development, and my goodness, he's really learning how to find the mark under pressure. 14-0 to Harlequins.
I think the coaches will be looking that we just settle. We've got 2 really good tries in. We just want to get good exit. If it's on to go, we'll play as well. But we want to make sure that we don't make silly mistakes now and get Worcester back in it.
Up it goes. A little bit of a crosswind today, but no problem there for Green, who landed with a thump. And Murray takes it out to the right, coming again to Bradley. Orisanya trying to wriggle his way through. Another contest at the ruck. It'll come into Clark. He's bundled away, I beg your pardon, that's Hobson bundling over to Ross and Parkman, who works at Wellington College as well. And again, Harlequin sweeping forward on that left side, coming out to Cleves. See if he can cleave away through. Brought down, takes 3 tackles to get him down to the ground. But again, Harlequin stretching. Advantage coming though to Worcester as they turn over possession. It's been a knock on. Now it comes to Smith. He's got 3 options on that right side. Orisanya trying to intercept it. Puts enough pressure on Alex Wills on that wing. But we will go back for that original penalty.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be disappointed at the breakdown there. So Cassius, we know, always beats the first player. As you said, he probably beat 2 or 3 there. We've just got to get quickly to him so we don't get isolated.
That's a problem as well, especially at this level where there's so much energy, so much swing and a step. Yeah. It's important to do that because the game can change on the turn of a sixpence at times.
Yeah, I think you can actually feel the energy from the boys today. I think that just being out there and a lovely service for running rugby suits both sides and it's definitely suiting us at the moment.
Chance for see if Worcester can make something of the pressure that they had in those opening stages. Finley Theobald Thomas, man, one of the Stourport High School players. Another line out stolen by Green, the captain, just charging in. And Murray taking the ball towards the 22, an opportunity wasted again. And now Harlequins on the move, they might look to use that 3rd ball. They do, comes from Benson. He runs Slevin, and now it comes to Orisanya again, kicking over the top as he got the legs to get ahead of Miles. Not quite, the scrum half for Worcester will pick it up. He's wrapped up though by the winger. And well, from an attacking Worcester line inside Harlequins half, they're now on their own try line. Testament to the pressure that Harlequins are putting on, and I think they might be about to win the contest at them all. Not quite. Ewan Gray taking it out. Now the kick will come away. Miles, the man who won that possession back, kicks it out. Oh, and that ball will come very close to our commentary, but if you already hear it bounce from where you were.
I think we're really pleased with that. We're back in our 22, the line out to defend, and Jim Evans has been in a load of work with the lads on the line out with Harry and both Johnny Green, and good use of the backs just to get the ball through and good chase and pressure.
And because of that, now Nathan Jabulu, the third line out of the afternoon for Harlequins to take. finds himself in an attacking position from, as we said, that Worcester attacking line out themselves in almost a mirror position.
Yeah, Nathan moved from back row to hooker, so his throw still working on, but it's improving all the time, and we're looking forward to where he can go.
Goes down the middle like a dart, but it's intercepted by Sam Haler, who gets his side attacking, goes through Theobald Thomas. Worcester moving, taking it up in the gears this time. Going through Tanner. Going out on that right side to Jacob Clark, and he's got the legs to go round on that right side, but he's brought down by the fullback Slevin, who's having a fantastic opening 10 minutes, has to be said, winning the scrum for the knock-on from the winger.
Yeah, Connors, he started really well. He's looked dangerous. He's linked people up, and so outstanding tackle against the Worcester Flyer.
This will be our first. Well, there was a free kick option. They decided to go for the quick take themselves. That's green.
I think this is one we're confident when we're going quick taps and just playing. That's how we
Tanner
play our
goes
best.
through. This should be clear. Turning on the accelerators, turning on the afterburners, getting past Archie Jones and going into the corner for the third try. You cannot give the number 11 for Harlequins an inch of space because he will take a mile, and that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah, I think those two wingers are in a race for try competition there today. I think if that's what you can do, what can you do better? So, but no, I think the Quins boys are showing fantastic energy. Is exactly what the coaches wanted. Quick taps, keep the pressure on. Just don't be silly when we're on 22. But if it's on to play, let's play.
There's been a lot of talk about the try scorer just then, Cassius Cleve as well, and what he can do. And he's another one who's been training, I believe, he's done a bit of senior training as well.
Yeah, he's another lad from Wimbledon College, same as Nathan, and they've had a great programme there, and obviously he's now moved to Wellington, but he's just an exciting talent, and if he keeps his feet on the floor and keeps working hard, then he's going to be a good player.
He's only been working hard. He's just taken an exam today as well.
Yeah, so as with all the boys, it's not easy at the moment, especially post-COVID. So, yeah, an exam first thing at Wellington this morning, and then hopefully he did all right into the car and down to get changed into his kit.
He said he got an A+ for that try. I say that I had to get that one in, Gary. I'm sorry. He'll get used to it.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah, but now, Harlequins once again taking the pressure from Worcester and counter-attacking on the wide. That's their third try, 21-0. That one, won by Alex Wills, and he's going to break away immediately. Well, that's one way to respond, Gary. Took it out of the air immediately from the kick by Tanner, climbed highest, got there first, and jumped over that line.
Well, that'd be ideal for the Worcester coaches, because under the post, their lads would have been saying, come on, boys, next score needs to be ours, and one kick, one touch, and you're in. So that'll give them a bit of a lift, and that maybe make our boys wake up again, because as I say, they've been pretty perfect so far, but need to be switched on from restarts. It's a coach killer.
That is. Well, the Worcester schoolman, Worcester through and through, knows how to win from his days in the North Midlands Under-16 Cup. Has the instinct, and he showed it there. And like you say, exactly what the coach would have wanted to see. The first chance to see what Elliot Tanner can do at the boot. Plays his rugby at Warwick School under the tutelage of Tom Pearce.
I think what's great,
drag wide that one though, so 21-5 it will be.
I think what's great about today as well is parents, social distancing, be here. They've supported, their kids through all this COVID, and tried to, the worry for them has been terrible about, kids being able to play rugby again, and the fact they're back and they're fit and here is, I think it's great for families as well.
It's great to have that atmosphere. And again, you can hear them as well, just cheering their sport. You can hear the coaching along the sideline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Benson Together's restarted. And this time Harlequins with their own response of winning their own restart from Carr. There's Jabulu.
I think Quins have just had that same chat under the post as Worcester had.
Green. Well, is it a case of anything you can do, I can do better? We shall soon find out. There's Hobson. A man who I've been reliably informed has a fear of postmen.
That's an interesting fact.
It is, isn't it? I've heard that from inside Rosslyn Park, where he grew up with his rugby. Shout out there. I'm sure we'll find a way of getting that in again. A penalty to Harlequins on the 22. Not clearing out. Well, they surprised us with a quick penalty last time. They're going to go for the line this time. Try and use that power in the pack, which they have shown already in these opening stages.
Yeah, I was worried we were going to go for goal then, but I'm glad we've gone for a line now. Jamie can practice his goal kicking tomorrow. We want to see the ball moving today.
Just a reminder, you're watching this live on YouTube and Facebook. It's great to see you all tuning in and commenting along, loving the combination of Benson and Cleves for that last try as well. Great to see you. Do let us know where you're tuning in from. Really look at the line out.
I don't think this one's going anywhere, to be honest.
It's the first time we've seen the two packs battle it out at this set piece, because normally it's either been lost or gone very quickly, but Jabouli's taking it back at the line out. Now the train starts to move. He breaks out to that left side looking for the line himself. 140 he got there. And into Miles, and that's Christian Tate who's come on early. And he gets the try. Well, try number 4. Just a little bit of deliberation from Mike Lamb. But he has got it over the line. Another quick move from Harlequins, and they blitz over that line.
Yeah, I think the pack wanted to go over, but really good repellent drive from Worcester, which stopped them. And but yeah, so close to line, it's definitely going to be too difficult to stop. So they've got themselves back on the horse.
Impressive stuff. On the forward pack, they're showing their class across the field. After only just 20 minutes of 18 minutes of play. Yeah, you can just see that so here's Jabouli breaking away. I thought he was going to go himself, to be honest, but it took 4 to bring him down. It was that deep run the corner out conversion scored by Jamie Benson. That's 4 from 4, and that's 28-5.
I'm fascinated about this restart now, because they'll be talking about the last one, the one that goes to Worcester. So, who's going to win the battle of the restart? It's not normally something I get excited about, but I am about on this one.
Could be a case of flight of the Harlequins, who will come out on top. Oh, we're just having a look at just getting some water to our referee. I think might have a bit of gravel in the shoe. We're playing on a 4G turf, and you do get those little bits in your shoe, don't you?
You do. Let's hope he's not injured.
I hope not.
I think he looks. I think he's injured. I think he's injured.
We're going to have to stop the clock for this one. Well, so we've seen it all. So we've seen both teams winning their own restart, and now we're seeing the referee. Now the referee is Mike Lamb. We do have a referee who took charge of the first under 17s game. So if he does need to go off, then I might expect him to go on the line, one of our assistants to play. Ever seen that before?
I have a few times. I actually got roped into refereeing a game once in the women's prem where the referee went down, and both sides came up to me on a Sunday afternoon. I had to come down. It was Richmond, who my wife-to-be was playing for them. We were engaged at the time. I ended up yellow carding and nearly sending her off, and we didn't speak at home for about 3 weeks.
Wow.
So that was the most tense refereeing thing I'd ever done. So I think the referee's definitely gone.
There's a problem here.
So being in it myself, it's not very nice. What we've done, I think it's one of the great things about why we've got the boys back in this, Nick, as well, is the support from the CBs both in Worcester for their clubs, and our Surrey and Sussex, and we've got representatives of our CBs here today, and they do a great job as well. It just means that the pathway works. We can identify boys. We've got really systems with club coaches and the schools, and it just really helps with everything that we're doing, to be honest. And I know Worcester are exactly the same because of Chim's background, and the support of everybody there just makes such a difference to what we do as a club.
Yeah, and that's what's great about doing something like this as well, live stream, just exposing that even more and showing what these guys what they have been doing and working on for all that time. Yeah. But that's something that's been difficult to work on during lockdown, and I know Harlequins had a unique way of keeping the team camaraderie together. Yeah,
so obviously everybody was death by Zoom at one stage, but we allocated the academy boys. We split them into the Super Rugby teams, and we gave them their own team, their own coach, and their own identity. And post games, they do a review and a preview of whatever Crusaders, Hurricanes, Chiefs that they were, and work as a team and can present to the group. And so it was great. It kept them engaged and also helped presentation skills, analysis skills, and better team bonding as well.
Certainly helps in these opening stages. If you've just joined us, the score is 28-5, 2 Harlequins tries from Connor Slevin. Connor Orosanya, Cassius Cleves, and finally from our number 20, we have as Christian Tate on our scoreboard, on our team sheet, but we'll get that confirmed. And well, we've had one injury so far, and it's to the man in the middle, Mike Lamb. Now, I'll just make sure I can find the name. We do have a referee in reserve. I'll just find his name for you now. Phil Russell was the man who took charge of the under-17s game. I expect he may need to get out of that shower that he did. So yeah, 20 minutes in.
I think these are really interesting when you have stoppages in a game like this, generally for players' injuries. But yeah, just how sides react. I know there seems to be a lot of standing around by both the teams now. Quins are starting to get on the move. That can definitely affect the next 5, 10, 15 minutes of a game about reacting to what's next. Worcester are getting the ball moving again now, and coming out the blocks is important next.
Especially in a scenario where perhaps, weather could have a little change, but also such an aggressive start to the game it was. Like you say, it could change that momentum, for both sides really. Because Worcester they've had their moments, and they have got a try out of this game, which was scored just before, incidentally, by Alex Wills.
Yeah, absolutely. And these lads would have been all morning getting really physical in their mentality, physical contact prep, getting ready for the game. And obviously now they're a bit cold. They'll just be passing the ball, and to get that intensity back is very difficult to do.
So we're just going to have a look through the moments from the game. The first try came. It was really against the run of play from the opening stages, and it was just such a sweeping move, wasn't it, Gary?
Yeah, and I think that the messages from Jordan Turner Hall is that we want to get the ball in hand. We want to stress sides out. We want to play with tempo and pace, and I think that once we got hands on the ball, that's what the lads were attempting to do. So I think we're really pleased after that start.
And of course, it's a great moment for Connor Slevin as well. Around both Rosslyn Parker and Whitgift School as well. It's he's had a really good opening 20 minutes, in particular the fullback. He's been really involved in the defence and the attack. Yeah,
and he plays 10 for Whitgift, so he gets his hands on the ball. He can play right across the pitch, but you've seen what he can do as fullback as well. So real threat right across.
We just saw Orosanya's try, very much a similar sort of effect. But then it was, there's also a great moment of defence as well. We saw Jacob Clark running free, and that was where the tackle came in from the fullback and just showed that. Yeah. And then we've got our try from Cassius Cleve, and then chaos ensued, didn't it, really?
Yeah, so these very exciting restarts were something I've not usually got excited about, but have been today. I think it looks like we're back on.
Certainly does. So our man in the middle now is James Richardson, and it'll be Jeremy Daines, the assistant ref, and we had a volunteer linesman on the far side from Harlequins, which is good to see. So the restart, because we had our last play was the fourth try for Harlequins. It will be Worcester to get us restarted, and it comes from Tanner's boot. This time, no dramas there, won by Green. That would have helped as well at the break, just settling those nerves as well, if there were any.
Yeah, definitely. Johnny Green, really athletic, captain for the day, really good leader. His dad, Johnny Green, a very hard man from Sarries, and used to look after Tony Diprose if any fights ever went on.
Penalty won by Worcester for coming at the side. Another chance for them to put a bit of pressure on. Looks like, they've given it to the number 10, Elliot Tanner. Let's see where he goes. So it was Jamie Benson coming in at the side for Harlequins, and Worcester going once again for a line out.
This is great though for us to test our defence here. I think if Worcester win this easily, it's going to be difficult to stop. So I think we'll get off the floor and see if we can win it in the air.
Big target man, maybe the number 25, Jake Kone. We'll get into his story a bit more a little bit later on. Inspirational one that it is. Line out intercepted again though by Johnny Green. And it becomes a dead ball. He's been actually imperious, actually, the number 4 for Harlequins. I mean, there's from the four or five, I believe, Worcester lineups we've had, 3 of them, he's intercepted them.
Yeah, I think he's read that really well. They've very athletic, gets off the floor really quick, which is obviously the key in defence there.
Ball did roll out of play, so it will be a scrum to Worcester on the 5 metre line. Tense moments for the home side. As the Warriors look for a charge at the set piece. Just got it's been end of the first quarter. 28-5. And that's the electric start from Harlequins. 3 tries in 8 minutes. But now here come Warriors going out with a drive. Noah Leo has it at the back. But it's a penalty to Harlequins. The defence stands strong once again, and they will be able to take the barometer reading down.
That's a massive turnover there. The Worcester scrum looks strong with the new laws. There's not many scrums, and it's your best chance for backs to have some space. And I think they might rue that as definitely a chance gone missing.
That kick, well, finding the halfway line from his own try zone and just going beyond it.
I think the AR's a bit short here. There's another 5 metres on that.
Why would you be saying that, Gary?
Absolutely, with no rose tints on whatsoever.
So let's see what Jabilu can do here. It's a good connection down at Seaford College to Harlequins as well.
Yeah, there's some great stuff there with Johnny Green. So he's a good player himself.
Oh, a nice little move between the number 8s, that car, and Jabilu, but unfortunately the pass was just a tad forward, so it will be a free kick.
It's not 5, I think the referee's given, so a free kick.
Soon there'll be a bit of deep running from Worcester in this position. Comes back to Tanner. Now from Theobald Thomas. Quick hands from Worcester. Going back to Smith. Worcester sweeping out to that far side, but struggling to get those metres and finding the space. Now it comes to Kone. Brought down though by Driscoll. That's Tanner. Or Asanya might have been in an offside position, but not. It's still allowed to play on by Haler. Ball spills out, but Miles wrapped up quickly by Carr.
Really aggressive defence from Conor Asanya, and then trying to come out to win and get the interception, and very nearly did.
Leo with the carry. Tanner. Harry Jones. Now it comes out to Clark, looking to break away again, but he's hauled down to the ground. Now it's Ben Williams. First time the number 3 has had a chance to really run. He was one of the ones playing in the under-17 game earlier on, and I can tell you that the coat has come on for Gary as the rain has just started to pour down. It shouldn't last too long.
No, this will stop the rain, definitely.
Gone back for a penalty kick.
I think discipline is going to be really important for Quins in the rest of this half, because we've kept Worcester sort of fairly well hemmed down, but in discipline around the penalties, he's going to give them opportunities, and so they've got some really good runners, and we've got to make sure we keep on top of that.
Well, I wonder what Tanner is planning here. It looks like we've had another stop in play.
I'm hoping the new referee hasn't got injured as well.
Dropping like flies out there. Maybe it's the rain, maybe they just want to get back in. Oh, well, as quickly as it started, it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a reminder, you're watching live on you. Great to see so many of you tuning in. On YouTube and Facebook.
Well, my eldest Ben, who's 14, he said he's watching today, but I bet he probably isn't, so I'll test him when I get in.
That'd be the perfect question to ask. Referee was injured, true or false?
Yes. Yeah. Was there anything unusual about the game today?
Well, just a reminder, if you're watching this level of rugby for the first time, what you're watching is the stage of the Harlequins Academy and Worcester called the development player groups, or the player development groups, which are under 17 to 18, which sees these players get an opportunity, training about once a week or so between their sort of time at school and coming in and getting some strength conditioning trips from all the big brains at Harlequins at the Stoop. And this is the products of that. Penalty kick from Tanner going out just beyond the 22.
Yeah, considering both sets of lads haven't played a lot over the last year, I think the standard's really high today. You know, I think they should be proud of the quality of the product they're putting out.
Another line out for Finley Theobald Thomas to show what he can do. He's on one of Worcester's diplomas in sports excellence. Goes short to Kone, who going on a run himself, the big second row. But he's brought down. Now Worcester, what can they build from here? Comes to Haler. He continues driving now towards the 5 metre. Worcester turning the heat up. Tanner. Bray. Going back on his inside. Referee getting caught up in the mix. Comes to Theobald Thompson. It may have been Murray trying to steal. We're going back. Fadnossi quickly taken by Miles. But I think we're going to go back. That one not quite allowed.
Yeah, I think Worcester are showing what they've got though. They've got a bit of tempo into the game the last few minutes. They're good runners to the line, and yeah, we're going to have to defend really here to come away with no try.
Positioning looks like we might expect a big run from Williams perhaps. Or from Guy. I know going up for another line out.
Interesting decision, isn't it? Because as you said earlier, sort of we've managed to get up and disrupt quite a lot of the line out so far. So this is a big call to go for the line out, but sometimes you need to trust your hooker and your line out captain.
I'm enjoying the creativity at the set piece as well. Trying a little bit of 1-2, trying a bit of short game long. It's interesting to see that variety as well. A lot goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of time on line-outs. Bores me to death, but I know line-out coaches and forwards love it. So
that one bounces out, and it will come out to Murray. And again, Worcester just failing to get an opportunity. So close to the line. There's Hobson taking it away. The loose head for Harlequins, and there's a chance to take the box kick for our number 9 Tanner. Just getting some urges of encouragement from the bench. Gets it over halfway. Oh, a big clatter coming in from Cleves. Spills out the back of the breakdown. A bit of the rain making an effect on the ball. Now it comes out though, Worcester winning it back. Coming out to Tanner. And now it comes out to Wills, who scored that sole Worcester try. Orisanya trying to haul him down. But there's a bit of a scrap in just ahead of the 22 for the ball. Worcester staying in possession, but it is a knock-on. And so Harlequins get to take possession back at the set piece.
Yeah, high risk, high reward on that defence, and Quins go really hard from out to in. Worcester got over the top, caused some problems, but a really good chase back and tackle, and I think we've got the ball back again.
That they do. They've got the free kick.
I think Worcester might be disappointed with the line out. There was an opportunity. They'd got momentum. They'd caused us problems, and then suddenly back in their own half again. So they might need to rethink that in the second half.
Seems like it's just an execution point. I mean, as a coach, what do you say to a player what do you say to a team to try and sort that? Well, wait for that though. We've got Brown charging through. Bulls players team playing a bit of volleyball. As Theobald Thomas gets into Orisanya with a big drive. And offside though, another penalty to Harlequins, gaining about 10 metres from that.
Yeah, to your question, to be honest, at this age group, we just want to keep them doing it. We don't want them to stop trying things. We want to experiment and that. So, we just keep at it. There wouldn't be any harsh words at all.
Half an hour gone here at Cobham. Mills, showing off his volleyball skills to keep the ball in. Kicked it down, coming from Benson's kick, but it'll go straight to the hands of Benson. And then Murray, then Benson. Now Slevin, just trying to work that way out to Cleves, and out comes into his car. Trying to get the winger going, and he's got that acceleration. He's found the space, and he's found the try line, and he will get another score. Well, it seemed like Worcester was squeezing just any ounce of space away from Harlequins, but he found a way through, and he burst through to get his second try of the afternoon.
Yeah, and I think it's just really good team link-up, isn't it, really? Worcester have kicked to the right-hand side of the pitch here, and the boys inside saw there was space on the far side, which is always very difficult for defenders to fill the whole field, and we got around the outside and so some good individual skill to get the finish.
I think it's the handiwork of sort of Slevin, and I think it was the number 8, Zach Carr, who eventually got him running off, but he just powers on.
Yeah, and just that acceleration is so difficult to stop, and yeah, another good finish.
And another conversion added by Jamie Benson, 5 from 5, makes it 35-5. That gap up to 30 points with just about 30 minutes on the clock. All the numbers falling into place for Harlequins.
Yeah, I think wouldn't be surprised if benches on both sides start to start getting on soon to give people the maximum amount of game time, and again look at everybody involved really.
Well, let's see what Worcester can do in response. Will's trying to get under this one, but it will be Brown to take it with a bit of help from Hobson.
Again, really pleased. I think Jim Evans on that. They would have worked on that restart takes and got it right again.
Box kick comes from the scrum half. Looking for Smith, but it's always taken by the centre, Tisler. And Harlequins win it back. Here goes Clark. This is his first big run. He rolls himself over the halfway line. Murray found himself caught. Oh, lovely hands from Driscoll to keep it in possession.
Scrum half's worst nightmare there. Everybody left him, went past the ball on his own.
Preen. See the Worcester substitutes warming up. I expect they'll be bringing in the changes quite soon. Just going to go down. Looks like there's been an injury right in the middle. We've got another one on the far side to Orasanya in the middle, who you can see on your screen. Oh, beg your pardon. That looks like, actually, I think that is probably the scrum half. It's Jake Murray. I assume that's come out of that being left on his own, like you said, and being caught by the 2 tackles.
Yeah, it was. I hadn't spotted but yeah, two of the Worcester players came flying through the ruck, and I think that's words afterwards in the changing room saying, boys, you need to look after me.
Nice to see a shout out for Seb Driscoll of Old Regations. And a penalty kick from Jamie Benson. Going well beyond the 22 Harlequins in another attacking position. Let's see him up on his feet.
There's a lot of chat from the forwards into the line now. Let's hope that they win it, because they do chat lots about it.
Well, we've seen them taking the risks and see what they can rustle up in this position as well. The prize could be a 6th try in the afternoon for Harlequins. And that one won by Chris Preen. But they pushed back. They managed to keep it in possession, though, taking the Worcester pack away. Now they're on the charge. All of it's all stolen out of the middle, though. By the number 5, Ewan Guy. Slevin will get there. Bounce the ball, has to nick it away from the second row, who chased it all the way down. But Harlequins, from their own line out, find themselves back in their own half.
Yeah, quite bizarre, wasn't it? It looks like we'd got a drive on, then we got pushed back, and then we went forward again, and then suddenly Worcester come off with the ball. So, but we're going forward again.
There's Jabula. Harlequins just trying to get their feet again in this attack. And another box kick from Jake Murray. Right for a penalty. I'd assume there was an offside in that position, but the attempt to get the pressure off will just add a little bit more. Quickly taken by Miles. Tanner. Theobald Thomas. All the way out it comes to Jones. He's got Wills out on that far side, and he'll find the winger. But I think it may have just gone out.
I think it's a great tackle in the corner again from opposition. Can't quite see who made the tackle, but looks like it's some great cover.
Well, this game so far has been all about the wide space. The Harlequins dominating them both in, well, what it seems like in attack and in defence. Look how close that was. It'll be a line out right on the edge. Superb defending.
Yeah, and I think it's probably a really good decision from Worcester. They could have gone to the line out again, but used their pacey backs and moved it and caused us a real threat.
Line out to come from Jabula. Finding Brown with no problem this time. Going on that far side, but no, it's stolen out by Worcester. Coming in from the side. So it will be a penalty for Harlequins. No pressure on the kick this time.
Yeah, no, I think generally that line-out's gone really well. It's not something we get to spend loads of hours on just because of the contact time, but it's gone really well and probably showing now where Harry Brown and Johnny Green have really gone into that role, and also Nathan, that he's hit his target, which I'll be really pleased with today.
Well, that last kick draws the half to a close. Had about 4 minutes on the clock for the Woodies, but that is our referee, our new referee, James Richardson says. Half time, 35-5 to Harlequins. 5 fantastic scores for the home side. Coming 1 at the hand of Slevin, 1 at the hand of Connor Orasanya, 2 from Connor Cleve, including the latest one. And then our last one, I believe, came from number 28. There was a score from Alex Wills, who thought he scored right at the death there, but not quite. And it was just saying that game is it's been about that wide game, hasn't it? So
yeah, definitely. And I think the pitch suits that. The good surface just means that, and especially now the sun's coming back out again with my lucky coat. I think as I said before the game, both sides want to move it. We want to see what these players can do rather than what they can't do. And very pleasing from a Quins perspective, obviously.
Certainly seeing a lot of the talents from Harlequin and of Worcester. Just to clarify, these are 35-minute halves we are playing. And, well, as the teams get a chance, a minute to catch their breaths and assess what's been happened in that first half. Take a little look as well. Let's have a look at these first half highlights so far. So, well, that was an early stage. So they were saying the pressure really was on early for Harlequins, but it was just one of these swerving moves that got them on the attack.
Yeah, I think so. We're pleased with the attack, but also you'll see came from the turnover from Seb Driscoll, another Whitgift boy, and that ability to get over the ball is so important, isn't it, these days? And that's a bit back. That theme is the start of our attack is our defence, and I think that proved that really, because that started everything off.
It's set up Orasanya as well, that we just saw that last try, but it was at the end. Whenever Worcester had opportunities, they were stopped on that wide position, as we saw there from the first try scorer at Slaven.
Yeah, and I think for these lads, having not played for so much, that decision making and maybe the Worcester boys maybe just could be a bit more patient, which I think can help them, because there's some real talent in their team as well. So I'm sure that'll be the messages from the coaches. If they look after the ball a bit longer, use the width as Quins have done, then I'm sure there's still tries in it for both sides second half.
You say quick thinking, that's exactly what Cassius Clue showed for that try, which was one. But then it was a case of the highest climber, and that turned out to be Alex Wills for the Worcester try. Yeah,
I mean, that's the only one that the Quins have got wrong on the restarts, and saying that will be it's one of those things the coach, that will be in the review meeting on the analyst video during the week, and the forwards are moaning about that the other good ones they caught weren't. So, but that's a life of a coach, see what can make better all the time.
It was another dynamic move from Harlequins to get the fourth try, and then the fifth one. Well, they tried a little bit of sharp work at the line out, a little bit of 1-2. Jabulu, he's had some good plays in terms of marshalling his pack at the set piece.
Yeah, I think it's great. As we said, we want these players to experiment, and if they can get a cheeky move around the front and get hook us down the tram lines, then that'd be great as well. But yeah, just got about half a metre short. And
while that last try went from Cleves in another carbon copy Harlequins move, actually one man who hasn't really put a foot wrong is Jamie Benson. 5 from 5 conversions from him, but he's doing a lot of work in the middle as well.
Yeah, and he's marshalled the troops really well, hasn't he, around him? There's obviously a lot of pace and explosiveness around him, and as a 10 sometimes, your job is to make other players good, and I think he's definitely done that today. He's very physical for a 10, and but yeah, he's made some really good decisions so far.
Well, Jordan Turner-Hall, the attack coach for the under-18s, he's certainly inspired them to hit the try line and hit it regularly. 5 draws for them compared to Worcester's 1. Makes us 35-5 after this first half of these 35 minutes here at Cobham RFC. And well, how would you expect Worcester to respond to this as well in the second half?
As I say, I think at the moment they're friendlies, they're opportunities to play, and I think that if this is 35 minutes for you to get some game time, you just want to put everything into it, really. There's one game left. We've got Saracens in a couple of weeks, and then it's the end of the season for these boys. So I'm sure the boys on the bench will be trying to get on. The boys on the pitch will desperately saying, "Don't bring me off, coach." And everybody will just want to play, really. So I think we'll get some really good stuff in the second half as well.
Well, that second half is about to get started very quickly. We've got a lot of substitutions that have come on the pitch. So we'll make sure we'll ring you nose as they get involved in the action.
John Turner Hall and Jim are not getting off the pitch. I think they want to play. They want to play. They need
They'll
to
be
get
out
off.
there. Sean, he'll be wanting to get out there.
Referee needs to get them off the 22.
Interesting. He's been marshalling that try line the whole time as well. I know because he coached at Roston Park for a couple of seasons as well, and he was up in East Anglia as well. What's his approach? How do you sum up his approach to sort of attacking rugby?
To play everything that's in front of you, really. He wants players to play. He wants to express themselves. He wants to go forward. He wants to have really good catch pass skills, go forward, and he'll be thrilled with some of the tries today.
Well, as our referee, James Richardson, gets us started, our substitute referee, considering the injury we saw earlier, it's Harlequins on the ball. Nathan Jabula gets going again. Murray into Slevin, going all the way out to Bradley. Now here's our first substitute, Orkan O'Byrne-Naylor. She's got a real charge on, going towards the 5 metres. The ball been left behind, but it will be a knock-on. It will be a scrum to the visitors. I
think Lorcan will be pleased with his first touch on the ball to get through, and then so we just need to look after the ball afterwards. But very explosive pace.
Free kick option for Harlequins. For Worcester, beg your pardon. There'll be Theobald Thomas to charge at the line. Stopped in his tracks by Javila.
So this is one of the areas that coaches will be looking at here now. Can we stay patient, make Worcester give the ball away, and as I said magical ball turnover.
Missed it, Gary.
I'm going to be a coach someday.
Well, Harlequins making a nuisance of themselves at the breakdown for Worcester, winning the penalty for failure to release by the number 1, Sam Haler. And they'll go for because it's a friendly, they will go for their attacking option. See as much as we can of their attacking. Jabula going over the 5 metre. Strays at the off. There's Carr. Moving again from Hobson. He's being carried. Trying to find that gap. See the ball. For that third carry, it's just trying to find those little gaps, keeping the patience, keeping the form as well.
Yeah, and these are important bits now just for their development. If this was a really big game, we need to be patient, look after the ball and score from these situations. So that's what everyone's going to be looking for here now, that we get a good result from this.
That could be the move.
And we did it.
And it is. And it is that man, Will Hobson. Yeah. Takes the ball and gets a 6th try of the afternoon for Harlequins.
Yeah, and again, Mystic Gary today, patience on the line. They didn't panic. Worcester were defending well, but that close, if you're modern day laws, it's difficult to stop from there. And good try from Will.
Well, we'll just have a look at it. Yeah, again, it's just that patience, isn't it? Just sort of absorbing as many men as you can into that breakdown, and then just jumping over the line.
Yeah, and already in the first few weeks from the London Irish game, which was very scatty and sort of lacked composure, the boys have definitely stepped up their thought process today and stayed more in the moment.
I keep thinking about what you were telling me about about COVID and that sort of camaraderie and building that teamwork, because it feels like Harlequins communicating on a different level as well.
Well, that's what I try to do. We've got some really good people involved in the club that look after the boys off the pitch as well as on the pitch, and that's really important to us. Some of these boys will go to university and leave Quins, and we want to be a club that they want to come back to when they come back into the area and things. So that's really important for us.
The best of the best on show at the moment from the Harlequins under-18s. Jamie Benson just sneaking that conversion in inside the left post to make it 42-5 to the home side.
Again, with my newfound fan of restarts, I'm excited about this one again now.
Well, we'll see. It's a bit of a lottery now. It seems more than it should be. This one goes along, and it'll go to Brown, he's managed to get his sights set. I think he took that one, that Will's try to heart. Now comes the drive from Ethan Clark.
And my lucky coat has brought the sun out.
It has it. Keep it on.
Great chase.
Oh, what a chasing tackle from Slevin. Well, comes out to Tanner, who has to kick back in response. Cleves will be there to pick up the pieces.
He'll be having to go from here.
Well, he goes, he just a feint in the dummy. Tanner chasing his kick down and holding onto his coattails. Harlequins take it back, Slevin. Kick comes from Benson. He's looking for the halfway line. It will just bounce away. Kick comes over the top. This is from one of our substitutes, Dan Chambers, for Worcester. Good feet though, and a lovely offload out the back door. A free kick going forward pass though, unfortunately, from number 20. He was looking for the substitute scrum half, Christian Tate. A chance for Worcester at the free kick to get going. They move it quickly. Haler finding Williams. Although Orasanya is looking for the intercept, he finds it. And now Harlequins from a Worcester free kick in possession and on the attack again.
And again, that high risk defence, that out to in, but it does cause so many problems when you get in the eye line. Gives so few options to the midfield and creates the turnover.
Well, whether perhaps having an impact there just slips away.
We'll put it down to rain.
Well, that's the line out of the half.
So yeah,
Worcester.
Unfortunately, the pass, but Zach Carr under at Dulwich with James Hanks, the ex-Exeter second row, has been doing a great job with him down there. So he's got some really good mentoring, and he's very tall, very athletic, and I'm sure he want to get his hands on the ball again.
I was having a look through the old archives, and I was wondering if I saw Dulwich in the Rosslyn Park National School National School Sevens back in a couple of years ago, and I suspect you're probably seeing a few who were rolling then. But that line-up from Worcester going very long. Ethan Clark taking it in to attack. Comes down now to Tate. Kick through for Slevin, getting the better of the opposite number. He'll go out for a line-up.
And again, I think the coaches will be pleased with that. Some good game management. It's easy. We've been throwing the ball around, scoring some good tries, but the kicks from Jamie Benson, the kick then from Connor Slevin, just to mix the game up and just keep the pressure on Worcester, which I think, bigger picture-wise, that shows a great deal about the composure.
As you say, they took those lessons from the London Irish game, especially from the Northampton game, I think.
Yeah, 100%, and there's been a lot of chat in the last week or so, and it's really coming to fruition.
Worcester's Kone taking it from the line out, which was won by the Warriors. Coming out to the right side. Worcester driving down this far, sprinting away. Coming to Baden Clark. Going all the way. It's just intercepted though by Harlequins. They get it down on the ground. I mean, the linesman had called up earlier. Worcester just a bit too excited in attack.
Yeah, it was a shame for Worcester then. They show real promise, and unfortunately on a very prominent white touchline down to the artificial pitch, might have been better to wear white boots, but it was picked up.
Oh, he's wearing the goggles for a reason. It's a sight on it. Well, this is our replacement hooker for this second half, Jack Dory-Palmer. Started the last game against Northampton.
Yeah, he's a martial artist. We did some work indoors pre-COVID, and some of the work on wrestling in the mats was quite interesting. He managed to beat everybody up quite convincingly.
Please tell me he's got a good MMA nickname as well.
I think it just goes by JDP, which is his wrestling title, I think.
Fair enough, that's a good one to have. Worcester winning their line out once again, and now up to the 5 metre line.
But yeah, Jack, one of our Sussex boys, came through Worthing College, and again they do great work both on the the boys and their girls programs there, and a really good support for the club.
Tanner went for the kick, had to throw it in the air, and for the opposite number, Jamie Benson picking it up as Harlequins turn over possession with a little pinch of creativity. Oh, kick missed. Might have been deliberate. I'm not sure.
I'm going to take the dummy kick on that, and he meant it.
Who knows? Well, according to our referee, though, looks like a free kick, and it's a knock-on according to him. See what they do from here. Just having a quick change on the laces for Tom Miles, the captain. Plays his rugby at King Henry VIII School in Coventry. Plays for Kenilworth as well.
King Henry's a really good old rugby school. I used to play against myself from King Edward's Aston. Had some good rivalries with Henry's. Yeah, I think Worcester will be disappointed with that. They straight from a tap into that first phase breakdown and losing the ball. That's something that they'll be disappointed on post game, I think.
Feels like that's been a bit of a theme for them, really, that they've had these opportunities at set pieces, but just haven't been able to find that gap or find that final pass.
Yeah, and that's just that bit of accuracy, and I know the coaches have worked on it, but sometimes in games it just doesn't happen. But we managed to get out of their half again, and I'm sure our line out will function and will be a problem for them again.
Benson once again relieving the pressure from his kicking boots, putting Harlequins in a position to have line out. Another one for Dorif Harmer. Been at the club since he was 15 years old. Showing that what he's picked up in that time.
Yeah, a lot of our boys here today, they've come through our DPP, the Developing Player Programme, since they were 14 years old, and it's great they're still here.
Look as well, Benson looking for Bradley on the deep run. Will have been forward. It's good work to intercept, really, from Archie Jones. So a free kick once again. Worcester will take it quickly through Miles into T-Old Thomas. He's been given a lot of space to run the hooker for Worcester, but another steal from Brown. He's actually been brilliant in the close game.
Yeah, for such a big, tall lad, he gets down well, he moves well, and we're really pleased with that turnover again.
Comes out from Benson, 1 step, 2 step, getting past. It's a third tackle to bring him down. Slevin taking on the scrum half duties. Quick hands, get it into Saund. We've got a man down. There's another forward pass, another free kick. Maybe just rushing things a little bit here, Gary?
Yeah, a little bit. James Swords is an interesting lad. We had a prop idol for front row. That
I have to say, I love that name.
Yeah, so in Sussex, and we advertised, and we had a load of boys come in, and Adam Jones did some scrummaging, and Jim Evans, and we've managed to find some boys from it and give some opportunities.
Worcester once again with a free kick, and it's Ben Williams that's driven back. You can hear the calls for the energy from the Worcester bench. They just want that little bit more. And again, Harlequins just adding it on as well, just piling on that pressure even more as the sun blazes down. Finally, at Cobham. A penalty for a high tackle.
Yeah, still lots of energy from the Quins boys in D. I think those are the bits that are just really pleasing, I think, for coaches, where we're up ahead, but we're still playing and we're still working.
Tanner working well, intercepted though by Orisanya. Again, Worcester can't take it, ball spills out. They will stay in possession. Orisanya stealing it and getting over the line, but the referee will pull it back.
Another interception. King of the interceptions today, but Jordan's really encouraging that. He wants us to get off the line. He wants us to make the opposition to make difficult decisions, and that's part of the plan.
10 minutes done of this second half. Not far to go now. We're about 20 minutes or so just in this game. Will be our lineouts to Harlequins once again. Nice to see them sort of finding these pressure points as well.
Yeah, and there's lots of things to look at. There's been a whole mix of lineouts, and for another great lineout.
And once again, it's won by another second row. Johnny Green, the captain, winning it, and Harlequins taking it to ground. Benson, Slevin, for another run. It comes out from Cleves, and that's Cleves there, and they're going over the line. just scrambling, just held up in defence though by Worcester. And they win the penalty back. Well, that looked like it had try written all over it.
Yeah, it did, but that's a great mentality from the Worcester lads. You know, it could have given that up, but they haven't stopped working, and brilliant scramble. And as you say, Quinn's really causing problems in the backfield when they come out the back.
That kick. Finding the mark, but just short of the halfway line from Tanner. That's what we've been saying all along, isn't it? It's about that wide game, and Harlequins they know where they're going to be, and there were some lovely steps in there as well from Slevin.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Joey Benson's mixed his game up well. He's kicked, he's run, then he's got the pass out the back game, and it's caused Worcester quite a few problems.
Here, old Thomas at the line-up, just nudged on, but nudged straight into the path of Driscoll, who's bearing down. Now comes Saund. Harlequins once again pouncing on an opportunity from Worcester. A bit of a scenario for the referee to assess, but it will end up being a Worcester free kick again. Looks like there was an original knock-on before the battle at the breakdown.
Yeah, there's a slight breeze as well into Worcester's face. I think they're struggling to get out of this 22 particularly easily, and Quinn's have been very physical.
Feels like they've stepped it up even more.
Yeah, I think so. Last 10 minutes, I think players who have getting opportunities for the first or second time as well, they'll add, and the bench won't decrease their energy, it'll just add, and I think that's showing as well.
It's Haler. Worcester just hemmed in. Now it comes to Miles. Although it's being held and turned, and Harlequins just trying to mould the game back in there into the possession. Here's Kone.
Yeah, Jim Evans is going to be really pleased with this. He looks after the defence. He works really hard on it. He loves coaching defence. We've put some good double hits in. We've worked hard, and this is about 6 phrases for them to go 10 metres, so that'll be really pleasing.
They're going back again. A penalty. But as you said, yeah, Worcester trying to knock on that Harlequins door, but finding it, well, jammed.
Yeah, they are, and everyone's going to be very pleased. It's easy to be good with the ball sometimes, but off the ball is the hard work, and the mentality of the boys has been outstanding.
Tanner going for safety rather than distance. So we find ourselves, looks like we've gone full circle. I think, Harry, we found ourselves in this position about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I'm sure that that Harry and Johnny are going to get up again, see if we can disrupt and get on the attack once again.
See what comes through from the visitors. Here, old Thomas. Man, he was playing in the back row last year for Worcester. Going down the middle, but again it bounces out. It'll come to Driscoll, who had that breakaway before. And he gets Harlequins back in possession once again. Benson coming into brace. It's 11. Again, the backs take it into possession. But again, the penalty conceded.
Those little bits that'll be annoying for the coaches. There's so much good stuff, and then not only conceding the pen, but giving 10 metres away, and Worcester will relish the chance to get into our half.
It's another case of overzealousness.
Yeah, I think so, and it doesn't surprise me. These boys are trying really hard on both sides, and and there will be bits where you just have that little bite where probably can just get out of the way.
Just a reminder, you're watching this game live on Facebook and YouTube. Harlequins under-18s against Worcester Warriors under-18s. 42-5 thanks to 6 tries, all converted from the home side. 1 score from the visitors in the first half from Alex Wills. Although we're still winning that lineup. Managed to get a couple on. Deep run coming in from Robbie May, who played in that under-17 game. Comes again through Dan Chambers. He finds traffic in his way. Kone. He just clatters to the ground from the tackle of Brown. Tanner trying to wriggle his way through to get the ball over the top. Worcester still attacking here. Miles. Now they found themselves inside Harlequins 22. Rare opportunity for them in this second half.
But I think you can see the energy it's given them, being in the Quins half, being in the Quins 22. There's energy in carries, and again, we're going to have to defend.
Tanner. Jones. Joe, the two centres working together, and Robert Bray getting involved in the breakdown as well. Ball spills as it comes out to the winger. Picked up by Dory Palmer. Harlequins, well, another opportunity goes begging for the visitors. Harlequins come again. Round the back it goes. It was coming in towards Dory Palmer, who initially won the possession from Bryn Bradley. Did a nice work around the back of the defender, but just didn't quite come off.
Yeah, and to be honest, we encourage that. We attempt that. We wouldn't want him to stop doing that, and because they'll come off in big games sometimes, and so yeah, just keep trying stuff like that. And if it wins a hand, everyone thinks he's the greatest player in the world. So keep doing it.
Just having a pause to an injury. Might be a good opportunity to reflect the. Trying to think when the next Harlequins game is. I know Worcester are taking on Bristol at the end of the month at 6-way, so there'll be plenty for them to reflect on this game.
Yeah, and it's all learnings at this age. This is not about anybody being the finished product or professional players. It's about making sure that they're getting supported in the best ways on and off the field with studies, as well as going to uni and A levels and all sorts. But and if their rugby's good in the middle, that's a bonus as well. So. Yeah, and we've got Saracens in a couple of weeks, and again another tough test, and they've been going pretty well, and another chance to round this very strange season out.
Very strange little bit of tribute for you. That is the Saracens is actually a common denominator again for these two teams. It's the last team that both of these sides played before the season was curtailed due to COVID last year. So I think Harlequins played them 8th of February, losing 29-19. Worcester played them, winning 29-17 on finals day. So. It'll be interesting to see how far it's developed. That'll be another big test to see how far the squad's gone as well. Yeah, definitely.
And I think in the meantime, both sides will have some really good reflections from today. It'll be a chance to again just see where they're at. And but I know the score's gone Quins' way today, but there's been some really good stuff from both teams of these age groups who have played, very little rugby over 12 months.
Interesting to see some of the names over there. The number 17, Ben Williams. Number 25, Jake Kone, amazing story of his. Born in the Ivory Coast, moved to England at 9 years old. Only started playing rugby at St Matthias School in December 2018 when he was found by one of their recruiters, Matt Jones, and he was sitting in detention. I think he hadn't finished his homework, but he certainly was studying hard and finding the way to play the game, and he's been brilliant. He's one of the 4 players that have signed on again. But there are so many stories like that at this level as well, and so many Harlequins across the board as well.
Yeah, there is, and and again, I think probably for some of the school, these lads who haven't been able to play school rugby, which is that bit where it glues you together, and so I know it's been disappointing. First team rugby is a huge thing at school, and some of the people like Ian Kench and Eugene Martin and Chris Wilkinson and Andy Houston, Paul Robert, all the great sort of directors of rugby, Tom Street, John Fisher, those boys put so much into it that they'll be pleased to see the lads playing here as well today.
Let's get us restarted in the sort of closing 15 minutes or so of this game. It will be captain Tom Miles with a free kick, because before that we saw a forward pass from Josh Shaw. Tucker. So Worcester to get us restarted, and again it comes to Theobald Thomas getting more space to run, but he's stopped by Driscoll. He has actually been really solid. He's done some solid work in defence today, Gary.
Yeah. Oh,
an interception, no. Will stop the Worcester attack in his path. Orisanya will stride in for his second try of the afternoon, and try number 7 for Harlequins. They just love to score today, Gary.
Yeah, and again, just the energy and line speed to get off the line, to not to hesitate to, it's really high risk if you get it wrong, but when he's done it so well time and time again today, and again really rewarded for the high line.
Well, we've noticed it. See, the Harlequins have played very high. They've been looking for those interception opportunities it's a case of when they work, when they don't work, they don't work, but when they work, they really come off, and that's exactly what's happened there for the number 14 for Harlequins.
Yeah, he's been doing it all day long and got caught out a couple of times, but recovered. And but the success of it, well worth it. You know, if you're that quick, then it's worth going. Probably a little bit quicker than me when I was his age.
Had to change the fly. So his kicking duties come to Slevin, and he gets his conversion. So take us to 49-5, 1 point off the century. All smiles for the Quins.
Connor, obviously, John Fisher is absolutely rapid, and interesting fact for you is Simon Zebo's cousin.
Oh wow!
So get some of Simon's pace, I think.
I can see it. Yeah. Well, if he's half the player that Simon Zebo is, he'll be a fantastic player for Harlequins up in the senior squads as they work up, because the next stage, of course, from here is up to starting to work in the senior academy, and that's where these boys will be looking. They'll be looking for those opportunities. Yeah,
and definitely, and I think that, you know, with this strange season, having the chance to play these games is just great for them, and you can see that the Quins boys are thriving on it.
There we go again. I can hear faint calls with this crowd back in of, we want 8. All comes out a little bit of slip, because Orisanya a chance to bring down the Worcester attacker. He's just been straight onto them when in those box kicks positions every time. Here comes Thomas, Suvol Thomas, brought down by Saund, the prop idol. Coming across the back line, looking for the deep run of Robbie May, but not quite coming off. So he'll have to try again. There's Smith.
I think it's getting quite difficult for Worcester at the moment, just being able to get out this 22 and might have to resort to a kick and chase in a bit, just to get themselves out, but they're still carrying hard, still working hard.
They've got about, according to our clock, probably about 10 minutes or so left to play. That ball going in this time again. It could be too loose. We're going back for an offside, penalty for the offside.
And that's when we get it wrong. So we went really hard, really high. Referee, whether it's right or wrong, catch you at the corner of your eye, and sometimes it looks wrong, and we got done for that one. But no real big dramas.
No. That's probably why I was keeping an eye on the penalty count. I have it about 11-3, but I suppose it's very much because Harlequins are playing such a high attacking line. Yeah. More than anything, it's been mainly offsides.
Yeah, and and that's sometimes when that's a bit where you make a decision whether you're going to go soft and drift, or go hard and take the odd pen.
Worcester back into Harlequins half. All in the hands of Finley Theobald Thomas, the Stourport high school player. What can his pack offer? Only 5 in the line out for Shidham. He'll go short. It's won by Williams, so he'll have to pop it out. It'll come to Alex Terry. Again, Worcester working down the middle, just trying to get that space. But there's so many options there on that left side, which Harlequins have really matched them by a number. It's almost zonal marking.
Yeah, Worcester just can't get quick enough ball at the breakdown. It just means that Quins get back across the line, fill the field, and are just making it different.
Well, it might be an opportunity here, though, as it kicks away from Bray. A bit of an interception, but we're going back for another offside.
I'm pretty sure Worcester wouldn't have wanted that pulled back there. I didn't see any offence from Worcester. I think they would have preferred that kick through and chase, but
it almost came off. Well, the original kick was charged down from Alex Terry, but then, when the number 22 for Harlequins tried to come through, he almost rolled over the ball. But all that will happen is Worcester will get another line out this time beyond the 22. So I suppose everyone's sort of happy. Yeah,
but again, deja vu, isn't it? Back to this area. Last time, Quins are at the line out, 1 carry turnover. Worcester will definitely want to just be more accurate here.
Another opportunity. Worcester just starting to find that success at the line out, getting their hands in the right place, getting their lines right. 6 in for this one, kind of front. Could come to the back where Robert Bray is waiting, one of the Bromsgrove players, who's coached, of course, by Tony Window, a Worcester legend, former coach between 2008-2011, so he knows all about this setup. And that ball gets going very quickly, going back into the hands of Theobald Thomas. Siving through. It breaks up and it comes away, and it will be Ben Williams who will get the second try for Worcester. And it comes, well, 50 minutes after the first one for them, but they've knocked on that door and they've done it again and again, and finally they found a little crack and they went for it.
Yeah, great reward for them, haven't they? They just haven't given up whatsoever. They're proud young lads, and line out function, they got to drive on and offload, and really deserve that, and really pleased for them. Yeah, Bromsgrove have produced some really good players over the years, and prior to Tony Window at Bromsgrove, they had a rugby there, Paul Mullen, who I played with
Wow.
at our old boys club, who went to my old school, and great old bloke, and got some great players there.
Certainly do. They've got a couple in here. I think it's Ewan Guy, Robert Bray. They're the ones certainly in the starting 50 from that school. Conversion kick, or just sneak in.
Great kick.
Very impressively done. So, double figures for the visitors. 49-12. Quite a bit of work to do though in about 6 minutes.
Yeah, with my prediction, Mystic, Meg head on, I think Quins will win.
I think I'd be tempted to back you on that one, Gary. Slevin to get us restarted, and he's got that try scoring party going. Well, almost won by Carr, but bounced into the hands of Smith, who gets away from George Boyle, wearing number 16 for Worcester.
That's definitely
he's still going.
Worcester. Yeah, that's lifted Worcester, hasn't it? They've got some energy again.
Just want to see how many tries they can do, see what damage they can do to Harlequins' lead. Kone was carrying the ball, but it comes out through Terry. Oh, there's another interception now, and the man to get a hat-trick today will be Connor Orisanya, interception king, crowned by Gary. And well, he's suddenly earned that title.
Yeah, and Worcester just haven't worked it out, have they? The speed, the distance he covers so quickly means that even though you think you've got a deep pass out the back, he just cuts it off, and there's no stopping him once he's on the ball.
I think he was just that pass from the number 9 and just didn't see it coming. He came from such a sharp line that it was impossible to stop him.
Yeah, and because he comes from that out to win, as the ball, the catcher, it's very difficult to see around that blind side about who somebody's come up that hard. So you almost give him a blind pass, and he just gets in that channel so well and makes it impossible to get around him.
Well, that takes us over the half century today. Best score in these set of friendlies. The best score before that was the London Irish win, which was 42-20. Orisanya making it 4 in 3 games.
Yeah, and I think more than the score as well, the performance over the London Irish game, the coach will be much pleased with. There's been a huge improvement, some really good rugby, and some great patience.
Patience is a virtue, and it certainly gave reward for Harlequins as they waited on the very edge of the line that they could attack. And that's what's given them their blistering 8 tries against Worcester, who could only manage 2. Harlequins just better on the day, all over the pitch. Attack, defence, interceptions, set pieces, you name it, Harlequins dominated it. And that's why our final score is Harlequins 56, Worcester Warriors 12. Gary, a great game for the home side.
Yeah, I think so. And for the opposition, sometimes scores like that are not fun to beat, but those lads have had a game, and they've had a game against opposition. They can look at what they need to work at, and the score isn't important for any of these boys today. It's about their journey and the next part and what they do from today. So great result for Quins, but there's bigger pictures here. Certainly
are. I'm just looking at Connor Slevin on the pitch. I'm just wondering about your man of the match actually for this one, Gary.
I think there's lots of contenders, I think, aren't there? But we're going to go with Connor Slevin, due to his all-round game. Obviously, there's some cracking tries and some really hard work up front, but I think Connor just gave different bits all over, some good decision making, and he's going to get it for today.
Absolutely. Well, Connor Slevin started the try scoring and after 5 minutes. Then it was Orisanya who eventually got his hat-trick in the second half. 2 for Cassius Cleaves, packing the punch. And then one more added on by Christian Tate. 6 conversions from Jamie Benson, 2 from Slevin himself as well. And there are certainly some tries here definitely worth looking back over, Gary. I mean, the first one, it was a bit of a different feel to it as well, because it was one that came from building up that pressure, something that Worcester had done, but actually this is something that Harlequins did.
Yeah, and I think it's a massive thing that the coaches work on, both Jim and Jordan, that when the opposition got the ball, that's a start of our attack. That we've got. How do we get the ball back? Is it intercepts? Is it the breakdown? Is it pressure? And from then, obviously, that transition is the key thing. Jordan turns about a lot. Once we've got the ball back from with defence into attack, it's so difficult to defend for the opposition because you're not prepared for it. So I think that's probably going to be the biggest thing that they're excited about today.
Just saw a couple of near misses for both sides as well, but Worcester had no opportunities. But we said it before, it was the wide game which Harlequins dominated, and this is what we saw again here. This will be the interception from Orasanya.
Yeah, and there's probably got 3 or 4 tries probably that would have made the game a lot closer, and just those bits of inaccuracies. But again, probably come from the lack of rugby for a long time, and just get used to the rhythm of it. It's almost like a pre-season. So those boys will definitely learn from it. I know our lot definitely have from the London Irish and Northampton games, which showed really today.
Good to see Worcester getting a try as well from the pack, which would work for them. But then the cherry on top for Harlequins, that hat trick for Conor Orasanya, who is just going to go from strength to strength.
Yeah, and it's he covers the ground so quickly. Just huge pressure on the defence, and you're going to have to work out how to play him when he's going up that hard.
Well, congratulations to be had, lots to be thought about. And I'm sure there'll be many conversations had following this game. I think these players have certainly grabbed the opportunity to impress the manager, Jim Gale. Certainly Orasanya as well. And we'll wait to see them in action as well. I mean, just a quick question, Gary. It's such a great result for them and for Worcester. What can be taken from this, and how do you sort of go about putting it into practice? What's been taken from this game into the next one, which will come against Saracens? Yeah,
I think as coaches, we always look at the bits that weren't 100%. With this age group, we look at the stuff they do really well as well, and having that sort of, what's our superpowers? How do we get even better? So there'll be a mix of that. Some of the penalties, I think we'll look at what that's about, whether it's just too eager, whether it's a technical issue, and a couple of missed opportunities as well, just some handling stuff. And I know Jordan, they'll be getting them back next week, doing lots of catch and pass to take over the stuff. But overall, I think they'll just be really pleased, and even more pleasing just seeing a load of little kids come out onto the pitch who look about 7 years old, who are on the start of their rugby journey, because there could be a Connor and a Harry Brown in this group. So that's the stuff that's really cool.
Inspiration all around Cobham as the score finishes. Harlequins 56, Worcester Warriors 12. Lots of lessons learned. And it was wonderful to have this in front of a crowd. My thanks for joining us on this live stream. My thanks to Gary Stream, my co-commentator. It's been a pleasure to share the mic with you this afternoon. And thank you for bringing your coat along. It's had the weather off for a while. And thank you to 247 TV as well. And also thank you to you for watching on YouTube or Facebook. Great to see your comments coming in and where you've been tuning in from. Next game will be for the under-18s, be against Saracens. Worcester taking on Bristol at the end of the month. In the meantime, we've got a weekend to enjoy. We hope you do too, and we'll see you again soon.